You dog, you pig. We've all heard those expressions. It's when you take something and make it into a slur, to something derogatory. And yeah, that is something people do with mental health issues as well. And when people react to people like Elon Musk and even the US president-elect and former president, Donald Trump, making fun or just randomly slurring about things and using mental health as something negative, that's quite sad. I always reacted to people using like animals to describe something negative. Oh, you pig, for instance. Why are pigs bad? Pigs aren't bad. Pigs are great animals. Pigs are fun animals, and so are dogs. I mean, basically all animals are quite nice in some way. I don't know about ticks, maybe. Maybe they are the exception. But in most cases, animals are given some strange derogatory placement. And so are the use of using mental health as a variable. It is something that Elon did when he described transsexual people as being mentally sick. And yeah, a lot of people took offense by this. And I understand why they did. Because, and I'm not going to really analyze that if it is or not. What I am going to analyze is the fact that everyone just agrees, without questioning anything, that a mental condition is something so bad you can use it as a just general negative trait. That is something I wished some people reacted more to. I'm not saying it's great to have a mental condition. It usually isn't. But when you just use it as a slur, it is not an analysis of the things that we are suffering from that has them. It is just a general sweeping statement where it is used as something negative. And of course, this is what simple-minded people do. They use language in a way to hurt other people, and they don't really understand the consequences or analyze the broader things of what they say. To do that, you need intelligence and education. What's really bothersome is that we are having the world's most powerful nation, United States, in just a few days' time, ruled by people who are like this, by people who are using terms like this, just randomly spurring them out. And if you look at someone like Donald Trump, he made fun last time in the last election of this journalist for having a mental I remember what he had. Was it CP? I think it was CP, cerebral palsy. I think it was. And he made just fun of it. And this is the adult you, America, have elected to rule your nation. I'm just saying that. Anything other aside, all his other opinions and promises and all the faults and failures of the Democrats aside, I'm just saying this. You have elected a person that makes fun of people with conditions. I wish a lot of more people just reflected more on that, because such a person is inherently not a good person, especially since people like him and people like Elon Musk are brought up, have lived their entire life with a silver spoon. They are rich people with all the possibilities in the world to get the finest education, to be role models, to be kind people, and they are not. They are, at best, we could describe them as trolls. That is the only kind thing I can actually describe them as, because, and I don't mean trolls, the mythological beings now. I mean as we use it as a derogatory term about people behaving badly just for the fun of it. They strike me more of being that than anything else. But I also think, in general, they are both suffering from various mental health issues, probably. And they should really, for that very reason alone, if they were aware, if they were in any slightest form self-aware, they would not use terms like this, just randomly and derogatory. That would be a sign of someone being an adult, I think. And I'm sorry, but neither of these two gentlemen, who soon are to be the rulers of the world's largest and most powerful nation, well, not largest, that's stretching a bit, but at least most powerful nation in the world. They're going to be in control of not only 340 million US citizen lives, they're going to be in control of nuclear weapons, they're going to be in control of international affairs, and they are going to have an enormous influence on the world, without any question. They are not just an American problem, sadly. If they were, I'm sorry, I wouldn't care that much. I feel sorry for the people who didn't vote for them, of course. But that's the rules of a democracy. It is the majority rule. And despite it not being a perfect system of government, of course it's not, it's obviously a very faulty system, it is still the best we know of and have tried, as Mr. Churchill once said. And yeah, I just wished more people did an analysis of what people, how they are, how they treat other people. Because despite all other faults that a lot of other politicians have, I think if you are kind at heart, that's a good thing. I mean, you can be, of course, bad at the economy, you can be bad at all kinds of things, but if you are a nasty person, that thing will show itself in really important things eventually. It just will. That's how things work. And especially if you had, like this gentleman had, Mr. Trump had a trial and error period, a learning period of 4 years, when he, I think he picked up a lot of things during that time. And now he's opened the door to let more people in that are similar to him, that are either cruel and nasty or troll-like, like him. And that can never be a good thing, regardless of what you think of the alternatives. I mean, I can fully understand people not wanting to vote for the Democrats and Biden. I can fully get that. They have not succeeded. There are plenty of ways they have failed. But the option right now is that people have decided to vote for a person that makes fun of disabled people. That's just a simple fact. A simple fact documented on video. And yeah, I wish good luck to my US listeners, and if you took offense from this, go ahead. I don't actually really care, because what you have done because of your domestic problems is going to affect not only yourself, it's going to affect the rest of the world, and it's not going to be a nice effect, if that's what you think. I know you were upset with the current rule. I get it. But what you have done, what you have by voting for this person, at best, things will remain the same, I think. At worst, there's going to be some really nasty things hurting a lot of people just because there is cruelty and malice and wish for simple answers that governs how people vote. It simply is. To my non-Trump voting listeners, I feel sorry for what you are going to experience during his rule. And I honestly hope, I am so wrong about my intuition that he might screw everything up. And there's no one that will be more pleased if I'm dead wrong, if all the critics are dead wrong than me. I don't have any, I don't feel any way necessary to be right in this. But I just can't see it going nice. When you elect someone who has the language and viewpoint on the world as he does, uses phrases as he and his little friend Elon does, well, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. And it's not a good sign that people just accept that they use this phrase. As I said in the beginning of the post, before I started ranting about those two politicians, this is not just about calling people stuff. It is about the simple fact that we are seeing the stuff they are calling them as bad. It's used as a slur. There's so many levels to this that is just, for me, as I see it, just a normal guy living here in Sweden. There's just so many things about this that is so sad. We are living in a very anti-intellectual world where people just use words, where they are not aware of anything, basically. That's how it feels. And I, a person that has trouble regulating my emotions, I am the sick one. The irony is hilarious. All right? Have a good one, folks.